Hello Eurovision friends, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories for this, my video on the Icelandic entry for Eurovision 2025, which is Roa by Web. They won the Icelandic national final yesterday. I think they had a lot of fun. Both performing and winning. And as per usual, I will be analyzing and rating different aspects of the song and performance, giving points from 1 to 5. Then I will try to predict how Iceland will do in Eurovision. If you want to skip to that, skip ahead. And I will also look at your comments and votes from the community tab of my channel. If you want to participate in that, you gotta subscribe. This first part is my subjective personal opinion, and the prediction will be more objective. Now, I always start with the lyrics of the song, and in this case, I find them really fun. They have kind of a Viking theme, which goes with a little bit, at least, with the song and the genre of the song. They are talking about rowing their boat to different places. Nothing can stop them now, they sing. They're looking for a better place, so maybe there's also a bit of a metaphor in there. But they name drop the Faroe Islands in Greenland as stops on their voyage, so to speak. And maybe that could give them a few points from Denmark. I also like that they give a shout out to the Icelandic Eurovision commentator. I'm not sure whether he's doing it still, but that is kind of fun. And the sentence I like the most is, it's a very Icelandic sentence, maybe many months, it's been many months since I last saw the sun, and nothing is gonna stop me now. So I really like these lyrics, a very specific theme, but they're fun. They're a bit repetitive towards the end, but for a song like this, that's fine. In the end, I gave 4 out of 5 points for these lyrics. Now, the voices, I have to be honest here, they're mostly shouty to me. Um, Obviously, for this kind of song, that's fine, but it's not an impressive vocal performance, and that's what this element is about. They're a bit off key in some parts as well. I think they had just a bit too much fun and didn't really concentrate on their voice, but that's fine for a song like this. Still, I'm comparing this to other entries with better vocal performances, and so I gave 2 out of 5 points for the voice. The performance is just incredibly infectious. You just notice that they have a lot of fun on that stage. They're doing what they love to do, it seems. They have a lot of energy, very youthful as well. And it seems a little bit chaotic to me sometimes, but that kind of adds to the fun and the experience you have watching them. It's very entertaining, but because it's a bit chaotic, I didn't give 5 points, but I gave 4 out of 5 for the performance. It's really fun to watch them perform this. For the staging, it has obviously a visual identity. It's very silver. It's kind of a rave. They're on a boat. I love that effect when they do that on the boat and skipping through the different performers. That's really fun. However, I don't really think people will get this whole thing. By the way, the song is obviously in Icelandic, and I love that as well. But people will not understand what the song is about. And having these silver ravers then on a Viking boat and then not anymore, maybe people might not understand what this all is about. So maybe adding a bit more storytelling to the whole thing, like a bit more Viking elements. I think people like these kinds of stereotypical things and Eurovision entries as well. So it's fine. It's a bit too silver. It's a bit too chaotic for me, but it is very entertaining and fun to watch. And so in the end, I gave 3 out of 5 points for the staging, because I think they could add a few more elements that can help with the storytelling. I also don't really like these video effects that they have, but I'm guessing they didn't have the biggest budget, so there's a lot of potential for improvement for Eurovision. Now, for the song, I love the start, the first like 5 seconds, and there is a song in there that I would personally love. I love sea shanties, and there's this sea shanty in the song, but then you have the beat layered over it, you have the rap, you have the shouty vocals. So it's just a bit chaotic to me, this whole song. It feels a bit disjointed in some ways. It is catchy, it is fun, and I love, as I said, the sea shanty vibes that are in there, but the whole composition and production is a bit too chaotic for me. And so in the end, sorry, Iceland, but I gave 2 out of 5 points for the song. The song counts 3 times, the staging counts twice, and that gives us a pretty good 2 3/4 points for the Icelandic entry. Now, before I tell you my prediction for how Iceland will do at Eurovision, do subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss any of my videos, yada, yada, yada. Just subscribe and I don't have to say this anymore. Now, will Iceland be able to qualify finally from the semifinal again with this song? Let's have a look at the semifinal they are in. They're in the first half of the first semifinal. There is already Estonia with kind of a fun song that will get a lot of televotes. There is Poland also with a very impactful stage performance staging. Sweden will be quite good, I'm guessing. You have Belgium in the second half, which has not really a similar vibe, but could take a few votes from this. And they have some friends. They have Sweden and Norway in the semifinal, but I would say just from this, you can really judge whether they will qualify. This is the Icelandic qualification rate in the last 10 years. They have a 40% qualification rate, not that great, and a 2-year non-qualification streak. However, the song is in Icelandic, and if they keep it in Icelandic, that would improve their chances because Icelandic songs usually qualify for the final. I don't know why, but it is a statistic. So let's say they keep it in Icelandic. Let's say lots of people will like this song. I do think that this is an infectious song, a song that has a lot of energy and will convince, especially a very young demographic, I think will like this, will vibe with their energy and the fun they put on stage. And so in a televote only semifinal, I think that this will qualify. However, I don't think it will qualify in the top, not even 6 or 7. I think it will be in the last few places. And then we will have it in the final. However, in the final, you can already see, I think in the televote, there will just be a lot of other entries that people can go for. Fun entries, entries with crazy staging, stuff like that, that I don't think this will do as well. So 17th to 23rd, I said. And the jury, this is kind of a combination of everything they don't like. It's in a national language. The vocals aren't that great. It has some traditional elements in it. It's a bit chaotic as well. It doesn't sound like a radio-friendly pop song. I don't think that's good that the jury doesn't go for these kinds of entries, but they don't really do that in the last couple of years. And so I'm predicting 20th to 26th place, so bottom 6 for this entry, which would give us an overall prediction of 19th to 26th if they indeed make it to the final. Do let me know if you have a completely different prediction. I'm guessing that some of you have a different prediction, and then we can discuss it in the comments of this video. Now, before I let you go, here are your votes and comments from the community tab of my channel. Here are your votes. 9% of you only, let's say, gave this 5 stars, 24% gave it 4 stars, 40% gave it 3 stars, and 27% gave it 1 or 2 stars. So having only 9% give this 5 stars and be in the potential televote bracket, so to speak, is a bit concerning maybe for Iceland, but I think that my followers and subscribers don't really go for these kinds of entries, and the general public usually does, so maybe not that big of a deal. Here are some of your comments. My favorite comment is the first one, Alexis. It's like the Jet words had a baby with a disco ball. That made me laugh. Thank you for that. Everything about this song and performance is a mess for me. Kind of agree. The vocals aren't good and the staging ridiculous. I do like the staging. It's entertaining. A new last place for me, okay? Then I think the one and only Icelandic subscriber I might have. So thank you for the comment. Brynja Reinison says, I know I might be biased, but I love this song and the guys are so much fun and energetic. I think it will qualify easily in a televote only semi. Also a good sign that the foreign jury gave them a lot of points. They won the jury vote too. Ah, okay, I didn't know that. So maybe that is indeed a good sign. Then Velho says, I am really glad we are finally seeing some Nordic rap pop in Eurovision in Finland. It's a huge thing and basically tops the Finnish language charts. Also, most young men who are into making music find their niche through it. So it has a huge foothold in Finnish music culture. So maybe that means a few more points than I predicted from the Nordic countries. Old Tom says there are two laws of the universe. Ukraine always qualifies, and songs in Icelandic always qualify. Yeah, I mentioned that, so maybe that's a good sign for them as well. Then Matmondai says definitely Iceland's best choice of their options. Those options were lacking, but at least I see this as a borderline qualifier. It's very tinfoil Jedward. Lots of Jedward references here indeed. Ad1TW says, I'm very sad to see another disappointing entry from Iceland. They had such a good streak between 2019 to 2022, but now I'm beginning to lose hope for an Icelandic winner. And Frajola has another Jedward reference, Icelandic Jedward. Who knew this is what I needed? But it truly is such a vape. They're just, does that mean vibe? I'm guessing. They're just so fun and likable, and the song is quite an earworm. I could see this getting a huge televote and finishing top 10, maybe even top 5, especially if they manage to upgrade the staging a bit. Well, I'm disagreeing here a little bit. I don't think this would get a top 5 televote, but I'm willing to be convinced. Let's see how it goes in May. Let me know your comments on this song, on my prediction, and do subscribe, and then I might see you for my next video. See you then, and bye bye.